How is everyone? Yeah, I thought I'd show my face and do another live stream like yesterday. I'm not promising to be on too long today because I want to make my dinner, have some food, and relax. I've got a client tomorrow as well, so I like to kind of have an earlier night. You know what I mean? Just get myself together. But let's see if a few people come on today, and if the energy is good and we enjoy it, then I might stay on a little bit longer. The longest I'll be on today will be an hour, but it might even be half an hour. So let's just see how it goes. But yeah, welcome to my channel, my live stream. If it's the first time you met me, my name's Johnny, short for Jonathan. Some people know me as Johnny Berba, and I'm a confidence coach for men. So it's pretty straightforward what I do. Guys that suffer with anxiety, fear, social anxiety, self doubt, I help them to build confidence. And the way that I do that, it's really two ways that are pretty straightforward. The first way is obviously I give them support and help, someone to talk to who's got experience with dealing with these things and overcoming them. And I help my clients to set goals, and then I give them the support and the help for them to go and face their fears, like go out, be social, meet people, many different fears. Maybe the fear of dating, the fear of going to a social event, the fear of talking to people, the fear of starting a business, mainly around these common areas that everybody has fears unless they work on them. And obviously, I've got my own ways of teaching. I've been doing it a long time. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So that's me. That's what I do, and I make regular videos on YouTube. I also do a free Fearless event once a month in London. And that's like it's a social gathering where we gather in a small group, and it's a support group for guys that need help, with confidence and social skills. And it's a really good place to meet positive people. So that's kind of what's going on with me at the moment. And for those of you that do know me as well, that follow me, that want to do my coaching at some point, or maybe now, I am really pleased to tell you that I have designed a new program. I've got my other programs, but now I'm doing a 1 year program. This is not official, like there's not unlimited spaces, but for the right clients, this 1 year program is really good. But I'll tell you more about that as we go on, and I did mention it yesterday. But today's topic is about dieting, getting a six pack, building your confidence, and probably a lot of other things as well. Any questions? There's a few things, quite a lot of things I want to talk on. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. I haven't eaten today, so I just got a few snacks here because I've been doing some like, what do you call it, intermittent fasting. I like doing that once in a while. Like, I won't starve myself the whole day, but I'll have a coffee like in the morning, go gym, and I won't eat till about around this time, 8. But usually I make my dinner now, but I want to do this stream, so I'm probably going to eat a protein bar, a banana, and some water just to settle my stomach. Is everyone all right? Did you guys see that wind today? Wasn't really affected by it down central London, but my brother was telling me it was really bad in South London. A lot of trees were ripped out the ground. So I hope no one got hurt. Everybody's all right. But yeah, it seems to have stopped now. Hopefully, we're not going to get any more of it. Right, I don't know if this chat's working. Can one of you just post a question in here? Because YouTube, sometimes it goes wrong. So look, I've written "Become Fearless" there. If someone comments, then I know it's working, because the last thing I want is everybody putting questions and then I can't see the questions. I can't answer them. So let's just see if it works. Well, I just got to get this to eat, but I'm starving. Sorry. So one of the things I've realized, dieting's harder than the actual training. Like going to the gym, going down and doing boxing training or weights or running, any training, swimming. Obviously, that can be as hard as you make it, and it can be really hard. But the motivation and the discipline to do that, in my opinion, my experience right now, it's different. It's a different type of strength dieting, because a lot of people train, most people train pretty hard, right? They go down the gym, but a lot of people are not very disciplined when it comes to what they eat. It takes a lot of inner strength to resist cakes, burgers, McDonald's, KFC, junk, fizzy drinks. It takes a lot of strength, unless you've been dieting for a long time. All right, Tony. Oh, that's good. The chat's working. You know, not even the average person, for most people, myself included, I've improved a lot now with the practice, right? But it really is hard. So that's why I put the six pack on the title, because I know there's two attitudes of a six pack, right? A lot of people might think, oh, that's shallow six pack, that's vain, and I used to think like that as well. But I'm not really coming from that point of view, right? I'm way past that. I'm older now, right? And kind of my story growing up, I was always very skinny growing up, very insecure about that. I always felt very self-conscious about my body, right? Because you've always got someone to compare to that's better than you. So I got into weight training and I got inspired by my dad and Bruce Lee, and it took me a long time to get in shape. So anyway, when I was in my 20s, before that, I was always skinny. So I got a six pack. I was about 23 years of age. I put on a lot of muscle for my size, right? And I was in great shape. But you know, when I got to about 30, I stopped training. I fell in love, got a girlfriend, started a business, started coaching. I got very complacent and didn't eat a good diet, right? I took it for granted because I used to have a fast metabolism. And then I got really fat in 2017, 18, 19, and yeah, up until 221. So in the last 7 months, I got in shape again. I lost the weight. I don't have a six pack right now, but I almost have. Like, my stomach's flatter. And going on this journey made me realize that for me, like, it's nice to have a six pack, like it looks good, but it's really about the discipline and the healthy eating and the personal confidence and the growth that you achieve through that discipline, through that journey. Does that make sense? So for me, the six pack is just a metaphor. It's a metaphor, or a flat stomach. It shows how disciplined you are, right? And I know there's exceptions. Listen, some people genetically have a six pack. They genetically don't have much body fat, right? That's how they are. Great. But most people, especially when you get into your 30s and you get older, 30s, 40s, if you don't diet and you eat bad food every day, you're gonna have a gut, you're gonna have a big belly. That's what happened to me. So for those of you that don't want to be in that sort of shape and want to improve, you might get inspired from what I'm doing. So I'm not here to tell people to get six packs or to stop eating bad food. I'm here to do what I love doing, my job, which is to help men to build confidence and overcome their anxiety. But I will say this, for guys any of you who are struggling with self-esteem, depression, confidence issues of women, with people with life, if you start dieting and training, you're going to feel fantastic. How you doing, Benny? How you doing, Tony? You know, it's going to improve you. So listen, I wanted to talk about this a long time on YouTube. I couldn't talk about it, and the reason I couldn't talk about it because I weren't doing it. I didn't have a good body, for a certain period. So I couldn't tell my clients, oh, you should be in shape, because they would obviously say, well, you're not in shape. So how can you tell me I should be in shape? You can't really take advice in most cases from someone who is not doing what they're telling you to do. So for the last 7 months, I dedicated myself to getting back in shape, losing the weight, getting rid of the belly, the double chin, and just changing my whole lifestyle around eating and training. And that's why I started posting up the videos, because for me, I want to set a good example for my clients and for people that follow me on YouTube, and for myself as well. So it will inspire you, and it does give you a lot of confidence. It really does. There's quite a few ways that you can build confidence, right? Now, in no chronological order, in my experience, the best way to build confidence, if you don't have it, is to get a coach, a mentor. Is to get a mentor that you trust and that you get along with, and that can help you to reach your goals, right? And help you to be accountable. That's the quickest way to gain confidence. Another way of gaining confidence is to lose weight, train regularly, diet properly. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you can't have some junk once in a while. I have a cheat meal usually every week on the weekend, sometimes 2 days a week. But for the most part, I eat clean most days, and it pays off. It shows, and I train really hard and consistently. So 2 ways already there with building confidence long term. Get a mentor, invest in a mentor, work with a mentor, start improving your diet, start training, boxing, weights, running, whatever one that you enjoy. So there's some avenues there. Another way of building confidence, right? I personally do this for my clients. This is part of my confidence coaching, which is a life coaching approach within my confidence coaching. And that is to set goals. And within you setting goals, not just setting goals for the sake of it, but using goals to locate what your passion is in life. Because if you start setting goals and you identify what you're passionate about and what you're good at and what you want to get better at, your confidence is going to go up. So we'll go over those points again. Getting a mentor will help you to improve confidence and self-esteem. Dieting would improve confidence for any guy. Setting goals, being accountable to those goals, locating your passion in life. Some people call it purpose. I prefer passion. I'm struggling with anger. I know it's from being bullied most of my life. I don't like to fight. I don't trust or like people, to be honest. Fair enough. Um, a lot of people can relate to that. Well, I guess appreciate you sharing that. I guess my question is, do you want to improve that? And I would say, I don't know if you're training, but I would say if you really want to start training Nomad, and you can channel that anger and not obviously, because like you said, you don't want to fight, you don't want to put that onto other people. Like anybody who suffered bullying, I have, I'm sure everybody in this chat has. It's not nice, is it? So you want to make someone else feel like that. So it's really about rebuilding yourself. And if you know my story, man, I don't know if you know my story. I didn't trust people either. I didn't really like people too much. Obviously, I didn't not like everybody because I always had friends growing up, family. There was people that I did like, but for the most part, I felt like you did. And I worked on changing that, right? But like I say, these things are long term. They're not going to happen overnight. So have a look at some of my other videos, and if you're motivated, then I'm sure that you're going to start doing it. But yeah, appreciate you. Well done for having the courage to admit it and get that out. It's good to get these things out so you can get it off your chest. But for your own well-being and your own happiness and confidence, you really want to work at. I don't really see it as no fap. I don't really use that term. I haven't got a problem with it. Like I said, I think the philosophy is good, but it's not really that's not really my main priority in my life. What I'm really working on at the moment is my health, my fitness, my dieting, and my business and coaching. But yeah, I try my best to not watch porn. I don't watch that. Obviously, sometimes you do make mistakes. I do make mistakes. Everybody's human. So I kind of naturally been doing no fap long term, but I don't really call it that. I don't really like putting labels on things. That's just me. That's just how I do things. By the way, it looks like we've got some new people on the channel, which I appreciate. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Listen, only subscribe if you want to. If you enjoy my videos and you're getting a lot of confidence from the coaching, hit that subscribe button. Jax, the disintegrator. Hey, good to see you. I'm still struggling with anxiety and procrastination. I finally decided to get the help needed. Going to see a psychologist expert. Good for you. Well done. Well done. It's always good to get help. It's always a strength to get help. It's not a weakness. It's not a weakness to get help when you need it. So well done. I will say that to people. If you're really struggling, get a psychologist, therapist, a confidence coach, talk to family, talk to friends. Don't suffer in silence. The longer you suffer in silence with mental health, the worse it gets, and you're potentially risking, lifetime damage. Whereas if you get help as quick as you can, you're going to get better a lot quicker. So that's been my experience. So well done. Do you have a coach? No, not at the moment, because I am a coach, and I don't mean this arrogantly. I don't need a coach at the moment. I'm in a good place, but I had mentors before, so I've had a coach before. Yes, coaches are great, mentors are great. Um, it doesn't have to be this, but I think most coaches out get a coach. Because coaches are human. They're not perfect. Coaches need help sometimes as well. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, mate. Still struggling keeping the conversation going, but I always watch first dates on TV, and I feel it helps me get over the fear of talking. Well done. It's got to be patient. Some struggles last long, but you will get over them if you stick at it. I've got a question for you. All right, fire ahead. What is it? Adhering to keto paleo diet is the best for losing fat. I nearly have a six-pack now. Great. Good for you. Well done. Well done. I'm really happy to hear that. That says a lot. That says you're really dieting a lot. That makes the two of us then. That makes two of us that have nearly got a six-pack. That's good. See, I think there's always a right way of doing things and there's a wrong way. If it's not coming from like an arrogant place, like, look at me, everyone, look at my six-pack, I'm not coming from that place, and I can tell you guys are not. But if it's just like, look, I'm proud of the shape I'm in. I'm proud that I've got a six-pack. I want to better myself. I want to be fitter. And then I can encourage other people. That's doing it from a good place. That's always my mindset. Like, whatever my goals are in my life, I want to achieve them. And then I want to help other people. I want to share my knowledge, my passion, my strategy, my techniques with good people to help them to get. I hope this stream doesn't cut out. It's really frustrating. It always does this. When it's going well and we've got a good group on here, something happens with the internet. I hope it doesn't happen. Just be a gentleman, man. Just accept it. If you speak to a girl and she doesn't want to talk to you, you just got to go, okay, I respect that, no problem. Don't be rude. Don't get all upset. Practice, still being kind, and you'll meet someone. That's some real wisdom there. You might not agree with me right now. You might not understand it, but I speak from that goes for any guys. If you're speaking to a girl or a woman and she says, I don't want to talk to you, don't argue, don't be disrespectful. Just say, all right, no problem, have a good day. Be a gentleman, be a better person. Just saw your 1 year program. Oh, great. I'm glad you saw it. Do you go out and help with dating in person? Yeah, it depends on the person, depends on what they need help with. If that's the approach that is right, then yes, but it does depend, which is why now, before I take someone on, I will have a chat with them over Zoom to make sure if I can help them or not. So that's how I do it. If you're interested in the program, then all you've got to do is email me. I'll get back to you, and we'll do a Zoom call, and I can have a chat with you and see what your goals are and if I can help you or not. So there's no pressure to sign up on both sides, because if I think I can't help this person, I'll tell you respectfully. If I think I can and there's chemistry, then I can work with you. So I'll put my email here for anyone who wants to apply. Yeah, you know what? You guys got to thank my client, because he's the one who asked about the 1 year program. We did my 6-week confidence program. He enjoyed it, got a lot out of it, and then he said he would really like the idea of doing a year with me. He's going to have a think about it because he's just done 6 weeks. And then he said, it made me realize I should offer this program. This is a good challenge, because I've always done 6 weeks, weekend programs, I've worked with people long term. Some people have worked for a year, but I've never actually had an official 1 year program. So I like the idea of that for a select few. So I'm glad people are seeing the. I'm glad you've seen the program. You're aware of it. So back to what I was saying. Where was I? Yeah, man, the dieting is pretty awesome, pretty challenging. Yeah, that's always the answer for me. If you come from a good place, not just when you talk to women, when you talk to anybody, usually people like that and they'll reciprocate that, right? So that's always been my teachings. I don't believe in tricks, lines, pick up stuff, day game stuff. I'm not into all that. For me, all that's not me, right? Each to their own. I've always taught honesty, confidence, respect, just being a decent simplicity. But obviously, it takes courage to be honest, to be confident. You got to work at it. You got to work on your life. And I would say to any guy out there, you know, you've got to work on other areas. You can't just think, well, I've got all these issues and I'm just going to go and speak to women and all of a sudden my life is going to change. It doesn't really work like that. It's unless you meet the right person, and that is possible, and you both fall in love, and that happened to me, but that doesn't happen to everybody every time, right? But you've got to work at your gym, your fitness. You've got to be social with people in general. I've noticed a common distinction in a lot of guys who struggle with women. I find that they're not usually social enough, because of the anxiety, and that makes them struggle more with women. If you've grown up and you were social with men, women, family, I'm not saying no one's perfect. It will be a bit easier to speak to women and connect with them. But if you're a person who isolates yourself, you don't want to trust anyone, you don't want to, get uncomfortable in a sense of coming out of your social comfort zone, you're going to really struggle. It's going to be hard to relate to women. It's going to be hard to connect with them. It's not impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, right? Because thank God it isn't. It isn't just like black and white in the sense of either you're really confident or you're really not. There is obviously grey area. You never know who you're going to meet at any given time. But I've always found in my experience, certainly from age 25, 23 up until now, 30s, women like honesty because a lot of guys are not honest and they know that. And I've said this before, a lot of guys, it's not that they're not honest because they're bad guys, most guys. It's because they're scared and they're insecure and they don't want to get hurt and rejected. And they just don't have the confidence to be honest and clear about what they're feeling and what their intentions are. So when you're honest with women and you don't play games and you respect them and you're not trying to trick them, it's very, very refreshing to a lot of women, and it makes you feel good, and you'll build a better relationship like that. But I've said this about a million times on my videos and teachings, talks. It's one of those things where a lot of people won't agree with me, and that's fine. I've come to accept that. It's fine. But a lot of people will agree with me and they will get their own experience of the fact that honesty is the best policy, with most things in life, especially when it comes to getting a girlfriend, building relationships. See, that's one of the big challenges that comes with social anxiety that you've got to work at overcoming, and that's being clear with people, being honest. That's just a rule of thumb. It's not just being honest with women, it's people in general. I've worked with a lot of clients over the years, and and they really struggle at just being honest with their friends or family or people about whatever, or about how they feel. And I always say to them, look, it was challenging for me as well. It's scary, but once you start practicing it, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to get on better with people. People will respect you more. Generally, it's like that. That's how I built this following on YouTube. I try my best to be as honest as I can and be open and just be decent. And it kind of comes back like that. but you got to work at it. Like all things, it takes some time. It's a bit strange at the start, like when you're not used to opening up with people and trusting and being honest. It doesn't feel natural. It can feel a bit uncomfortable because you get used to bottling things up and hiding your feelings. Or a lot of guys, instead of just saying to them, "And look, you're nice. I enjoy talking to you. Do you want to go? Do you want to go on a date with me, or do you want to go for a coffee?" Instead of just being clear and being straightforward and saying that, they won't say that. They'll be like, they'll go, they'll beat around the bush and maybe not be honest and say, "Oh, I just want to be friends with you." And then obviously women are going to get upset because later on they're going to say, "Why was you misleading me? Why did you lie?" And then you're going to get jealous when you find out maybe she's got a boyfriend or she meets someone else because they were straightforward and they were honest from the start. So you only trip yourself up. You only cause yourself problems when you start lying. Lying because you're scared of the reaction. Yeah, you just got to keep working at the confidence, Chris, and going to these social groups and practicing showing your personality around women, and you will meet someone. But a rule of thumb, to any guy, which is simple, and it's been great for my clients and for me over the years, just pluck that courage up. If you're talking to a girl and there's a connection and you like each other, just ask her. Keep it simple. Just say, "Look, I've enjoyed talking to you." Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't try and use lines. Just be honest. Just say, "I've enjoyed talking to you. Do you want to meet up another time? Do you want to go for a coffee? Do you want to go to the cinema? Do you want to do this again? Do you want to keep it simple?" And I'm telling you, you're going to have better success like that. Your dating life is going to get better. By the way, these protein bars are lovely, man. Probably my favorite protein bar. I'll show you. I'm not getting commission from Holland and Barrett, but yeah, these are great. Lovely. So yeah. Sorry guys, don't mean to be rude. I've got to eat this. I'm starving. I need a bit of energy. I haven't eaten. Yeah. You that's what a lot of guys don't understand until maybe later on they get more experience. You're not going to avoid rejection by being indirect and saying, no, like some guys, I've had it with clients where it's like, "I'm going to salsa." I'm like, "Okay, that's great." And they're like, "I'm trying to meet women, but it's not working out." And it's like, well, because you're not being honest. It's like, are you going salsa to do salsa? Like they're telling women in the salsa, "I'm here because I love salsa dancing." But the truth is they don't like salsa. They're just going there hoping that a woman's going to choose them. But because they're not being honest, it's affecting that, and that's putting women off. Whereas it's better to be honest, and if you're at salsa and say, "Well, I've actually come here because I'm looking for a date or want to meet someone." It's just better to be honest. It's better to cut all those lies. Uh, these are not energy bars, Chris. Well, they got energy. They're protein bars, low fat, low sugar. So you get these in Holland and Barrett, and they're called what's the name? Fulfill. 20 grams of protein and vitamins, and they're good. These help me. These help me to deal with my cravings. For chocolate, I won't eat chocolates and cakes if I eat one of these protein bars. I'll have to make another YouTube video about this topic and there's a lot that goes into it, when you're explaining the honesty, because that's the thing. When you build things on lies, you are going to feel lonely because it's going to eat at you. See, this is another thing as well that guys do a lot. Do you know what? I stopped the deadlifts, because I got an injury and I'm just recovering. I thought it was a hernia, and I love deadlifts, honestly. But something, I'm not telling, my intuition told me I'm going to leave them alone. I don't want to injure, I don't want to get a bad injury. But it's a shame because I love deadlifts. And I know there's a risk in every movement you do, but I find that is it's a dangerous movement. All these sort of movements can be dangerous, and I don't. Yeah, so I've just kind of cut it out. I love them. Yeah, I agree with you. I think deadlifts are awesome, but for me, it's not worth the risk of a serious injury. For the benefits. But everyone's different. Everyone's got a different attitude. But they are good. Yeah, it's the technique. And I'm not that experienced at deadlifts. I got good at it because I got better with a personal trainer, and he gave me some good form. But even with that, I just started feeling my body. I just, when you get that intuition that I better stop this, I'm going to get an injury. So I might come back to them a little bit later on. And they are good. They are really good. I do like, I like the movement. I always enjoy the exercise, and I like how they make you feel. But just a general rule of thumb for anyone, like, again, simple advice but effective. Anybody who trains regularly in the gym and diets is going to be in good shape. You're going to feel good about yourself. And for me, that's what it really comes down to. It's not just about having muscles and a six pack, right? That's really like the least. That's okay. That's nice. It's nice to feel in shape and look in shape, but it's feeling good about yourself, having a good mental health and self esteem. Because you take that confidence into your social interactions and your whole energy, everything, your enthusiasm. Chris, why don't you make the investment and come down to London? Come down to my Fearless event. You'll have a great time, and I can talk to you in person. Maybe that's worth you thinking about. Booking a day, coming down, and you're going to meet some great people. I was going to say as well, Chris. I've said it to you before, right? Why don't you invest in my coaching? It's been a long time now that you've been following me. Again, no pressure. Obviously, um, if you don't want to do it, then that's totally fine. But I have a serious think about either investing in my Fearless event, which is free. Obviously, you're going to have to pay your train ticket down, but it's free. You're going to get a lot of value from that. Or do the paid coaching, and then you're gonna get further ahead from where you are now. Yeah, can't afford it. All right, no problem. Well, just stick with the free videos then and the live streams. Yeah, listen, I've said it before, right? Having a six pack and muscles is not going to, like, that's not everything in life, obviously. If you've got a bad attitude, if you've got a crappy attitude and you're not happy in your life and you're not challenging yourself in other areas, then you're still going to be very limited. So it's something that I think is really good when you incorporate it. You work on other aspects of your life if you want to be happier. But it's also being careful of some of the sort of narrow-minded narratives. Some people get bitter and jealous because they're not in shape and they're not happy. And if they see someone with a six-pack, they go, "Oh, he's egotistical, he's arrogant." But sometimes that's not true. It doesn't make someone arrogant because they've got a six-pack, and it doesn't make someone arrogant because they're in shape. It really does depend on how you are as a person. Because I've met people who have got six packs, lovely people. I've come across people who, uh, terrible character and insecure and cocky. So, you know, it's like everything in life. But even to have a flat stomach, for me, that's great. You don't necessarily have to have the six pack. As long as you've got a flat belly and you're fit and you feel good about yourself and you're in shape, that's good enough. But personally, for me, this might help a lot of people. I worked on myself a lot over the years, and I don't feel jealous if I see someone in good shape. I actually admire them, especially if they're a person. If I see a woman at the gym or a guy at the gym or someone who's in great shape on whoever TV, I thought, wow, it looks great. Like it inspires me. Where some people are not like that. They get jealous, they get resentful, and that's not good. If you have that, then you really want to sort that out. Unless you want to remain like that for the rest of your life, that's not going to make you happy. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. Keep doing what you're doing, Chris. Oh, you know what? For this whole time, I always thought Amir Khan would beat Brook, but I've kind of changed my mind. I kind of got a feeling that Brook's gonna knock him out, but I'm not sure. So I've stuck with Khan the whole time, and now I don't know, man. That's why it's gonna be a great fight. It's hard. It's hard. It's 50-50. Yeah, I can't see the fight going 12 rounds, but you never know in boxing. You never know what could happen. We don't know what they got left. Now, I don't know how good Amir Khan's going to be. He's been out of the rings for a long time, and I don't know how good Brooks going to be after his defeat to Crawford. Yeah, that's the best thing to do is be smart. Instead of being jealous of someone, don't be jealous of anyone. Ask them, how did you get the six pack? Learn. They might tell you, and then you can get it. But that takes discipline, though. I speak to a lot of my clients about that, like the discipline to not get jealous of other people, the discipline to work hard, to implement information, because I can give you all the information and I do when I do these videos. But if you don't have the discipline to apply it, then you're not going to change, are you? You're just going to be the same. But a word of advice, right, from my experience, if you're not able to achieve a goal on your own for whatever reason, you lack confidence, you procrastinate, depression, fear, you can't motivate yourself, invest your money in a mentor. Get a good mentor who's successful, who lives what they teach and is, achieved what you want to achieve or is very good at helping others. Invest in them and you'll see your investment back later on. You'll be more confident, you'll be more successful, and usually, not all in all cases, but most, the money that you spent on coaching, you'll get that money back later on. You'll make that money back 10 times because you will learn how to make more money. You'll become more confident. Your whole energy, everything will change. So I remind people of that. Or if you're one of those people that's very driven, great, and you don't need a mentor. Some people can do that, and that's great. Push yourself more then, don't make excuses. Start being accountable. I want to add this as well, which a lot of guys forget, and I've had to learn the hard way. Things take time, There are some things that you can achieve quite quickly. Like I said, I can help people to get some good results in 6 weeks. It's not going to. I can't do everything for them, but certain things are going to take longer. Certain goals are going to take 1 year. Some goals are going to take 5 years. Some goals are going to take 10 years, 20 years. But the key is never quitting, never giving up. We all go through challenges, right? This is kind of cheesy. I'm just kind of joking. I was going to say we all have storms in our life, and obviously there was a storm today. So I'm not making fun of that. I'm just having a joke. But we all have challenges. Everyone does. We all have setbacks. We all get rejected. We all have. But it's not quitting long term. It's being invested full term. I call it, treating your goals as a full time job rather than a part time job. And that's a big struggle that a lot of guys have is they put part time hours in and they expect to get full-time results, and it doesn't work like that. Life don't work like that. Success certainly don't work like that. What you put in is what you get out. If you're just putting in 1 hour a week, you're going to get crumbs, a little bit of crumbs of success, not much. But if you're putting in, 10 hours a week, 20 hours a week, more consistency, you're going to get better results. And that goes with finances, dating, socializing, mental health, fitness. The more you put in, the more you get out. Sounds like a cliche though, doesn't it? Because it's like we've heard it so many times and it's obvious, like, don't give up on your dreams. But when you really embody that, you're unstoppable. You can overcome so much. You see, people think, oh, because I've failed in my life on this occasion or when I was younger, things don't seem to work out. Well, that means people have it in their head that I'm always going to be like that. I'm always going to have these struggles because I've failed. But what they don't understand is if you learn and you come back with a better game plan and you keep trying, you're going to figure it out and you're going to fail your way to success. And then you're going to appreciate your struggles. You're going to appreciate, the times where things have not gone well and you failed and you felt bad about yourself. You will appreciate that even more, and that will help you to drive you on. But you've got to have a different attitude towards yourself, towards your life, towards your goals, and towards discipline. You can't be successful for the most part and not be disciplined. You have to practice being disciplined. And a big part of discipline is doing things when you don't feel like doing them, doing things that are difficult, repeating, doing things when they go wrong. These are rules for life that never really change. And I would say this as well. This really helps my clients, right? For the anxiety sufferers, because anxiety is a hard thing to live with and deal with at times. It really is. But you really want to break your goals down into small, easy steps. Break things down. Do a little bit each day. It will get easier. If I've ever got something challenging that I've got to deal with, and so many times in my life, coaching for me is challenging, but I like it. I will get my mindset in a way where I will break the monster down. Not literally a monster, but the stress, the anxiety. I will break it down into manageable steps, and I'll climb those steps until I get a bit easier, and then I'll take on all the rest and overcome it. Yeah, you can't let fear and failure keep you immobile, because it will if you let it, and then you feel like a bigger failure. You have two failures, but if you keep going, when you fail, you're going to get there. You're going to learn along the way, and this might not make sense intellectually, but it will in practice. Initially, most people lose confidence when they fail in life. So if they get rejected in a relationship, if they don't get a job, they go to job interview. If they don't succeed on YouTube, if they try and learn a new skill and they fail and they're not getting the results, it will crush them. It will dent their self-esteem. They will lose hope. They will get down. They will think about their past. They'll think about how they're not good enough. But if you push past that point, and we all go through that point, nobody escapes that. It's called life. You will come to the brilliant point, which where I came from, which really helped me to help other people. I had this experience. You will it's weird. At first the rejections will make you insecure in life, but if you keep going through them and not giving up, they will start giving you confidence. So it's weird like that, isn't it? I'll repeat that again. So initially, when people try things and they fail, it affects their confidence and self-esteem and sense of self-image and all that. But as they continue and they keep going, something changes in your mentality, and then you start getting more confident. And the reason you get confident because you overcome the fear of failure, and you can only overcome a fear by exposing yourself to it, facing it. So it's like, people that are scared of being judged online. If you get judged 30, 40 times, you're not scared of it anymore. You get used to it. And then obviously you have people that like you as well. That kind of balances it out. So failure can be overcome. Rejection can be overcome. I've done it. I've helped people to do it. Many people have. But you have to, obviously, you've got to go through some challenging emotions. And we've all had it. We've all had it growing up. We've had people tell us that we can't do things. I had it from so many people. I was doubted pretty much for the first 20 years of my life. I was just sick of hearing it. People always putting me down, but I just stopped listening to them anymore. I got so driven. I didn't care. I didn't care what they thought. I didn't agree with them. I didn't trust what they said. And I went out and became successful myself. And then it was like, oh, wow. I'm kind of glad that they said that, because now I figured out that they were wrong. They were lying, or they didn't know. They didn't understand. They didn't know what I could do, but I know what I've done. So that's another part of that's another form of rejection. If you if you allow it to affect you in that way and interpret it. But back to what I said, when you start getting more disciplined with your dieting and your training, you become stronger. You're not affected by people's opinions, and it rubs off into every area of your life, which is why I'm going to keep putting out the little videos. Anyway, guys, you know what? We're going to leave it today. I'm going to make my dinner now. I've done quite a lot today. It's been good. I don't want to overdo it as well because it's quite a lot of information. I don't want people to get overwhelmed. So just take the little bits of what I've said today, the bits that you like, that make sense to you, and go and apply them. Appreciate all of you coming on today. I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing these streams, getting them quite regularly. I've got quite a few new videos that I'm going to make. But yeah, I'm tired now, guys. It's a good challenge. I haven't eaten for the whole day other than that protein bar. Now it's time to make my dinner. But yeah, follow me on Instagram as well. I post up stuff on confidence, transformation, diet. And if anybody wants to apply for my 1-year coaching or 6 weeks program or a single session, send me an email and I'll get back to you. Appreciate all the support, guys. Hit that subscribe button, like, share. And good luck with what you're doing. All right, keep going. And thank you for coming on. All right, fearless.